For more than 200 years, the galaxy whispered one strange warning. Do not enter human space. Every alien child heard it. Every captain knew it. Every empire followed it. Human territory had become something different. Something silent. Something dangerous. No one knew why. Humans had once been active in trade, science, and diplomacy. Their ships traveled freely, their colonies spoke with many species, and their voice was respected in the Galaxy Council. But then, 2 centuries ago, humans suddenly went quiet. They closed their borders. They stopped sending diplomats. They stopped answering messages. Their ships disappeared from the trade routes. It was as if the entire species stepped back from the galaxy and locked their doors forever. Other species tried to understand, but every scout ship that approached human territory reported the same thing. Warning. Restricted zone. Turn back. No threats. No weapons fired. Just a cold, automated voice and a dark map full of no entry markers. Slowly, fear replaced curiosity. Some said humans were hiding a deadly fleet. Some said humans had created a weapon that could erase planets. Some believed humans had gone extinct and the silence was a trap. But no one had proof. For 2 centuries, the galaxy simply stayed away. And then, one day, everything changed. In a distant region near the border of human space, a small alien research ship named Verilyn drifted quietly. Inside it, Captain Relin studied the glowing map that showed the thick red line marking human borders. He had been ordered to scan the area because strange energy signals had been detected. He did not want to be here, but orders were orders. His crew worked silently. No one dared speak too loudly. Finally, his science officer broke the silence. Captain, the sensors are picking something. It's coming from deep inside human territory. Relin froze. What kind of signal? She swallowed hard. It's movement. A large object. Very large. The crew exchanged nervous looks. No alien ship had detected movement inside human territory for 2 full centuries. Nothing ever moved there. Nothing was supposed to move. Relin forced himself to speak calmly. Show it on the main screen. A blue hologram flickered to life. At first the shape was unclear. Just a shadow. A massive shadow. Slowly the scanner clarified the image. The object looked like a ship, but bigger than any ship the galaxy had ever built. Its shape was long, ancient, almost like a sleeping giant. And it was waking up. Relin felt his heartbeat stop for a moment. What is that? Before anyone could answer, the ship's alarm screamed. Beep, beep, beep. The science officer shouted, Captain, it is heading straight toward the border. Relin's voice cracked. But human territory has no active ships. Nothing moves in their space. How? His question was cut short when the unknown object suddenly changed course. It was no longer moving randomly. It was moving with purpose. It was moving with intelligence. It was moving directly toward them. The crew panicked. Captain, should we run? Captain, it is closing fast. Captain? Relin slammed his fist on the console. No one moves. We do not cross into human space. If we run deeper toward their border, we violate the line. We stay here. The ship trembled as the unknown object approached the border. Then, everything went quiet again. The object slowed to a stop, right at the edge of human territory, facing their ship from the other side of the invisible border. The Verilyn crew held their breath. The object remained perfectly still. Then a message appeared on their screen. A simple text line. Humanity is aware. The crew froze. A second line appeared. Do not cross the border. A third. The galaxy will be contacted soon. And then, the object vanished from the sensors. It did not turn. It did not accelerate. It simply disappeared as if space itself swallowed it. The Verilyn crew sat in complete shock. No one spoke for several minutes. Finally, Relin whispered, What did we just see? His science officer stared at the blank screen. Captain, that was not a threat. Relin nodded slowly. It was a warning. She continued in a shaking voice, If that truly was a human ship, then humans never went silent because they were weak. Relin finished her sentence with a heavy whisper. They went silent because they were preparing. The crew felt a chill crawl down their spines. For 2 centuries, the galaxy believed humans had abandoned the stars. But now, a single message had changed everything. Humanity is aware. The galaxy did not know what that meant. No one knew what was coming. But one thing was certain. Humanity had finally spoken. And the galaxy would never be the same again. Captain Relin sat in his command chair without moving. His mind replayed the message again and again. Humanity is aware. Do not cross the border. The galaxy will be contacted soon. No alien ship had received a message from humans in 200 years. No one had even heard a human voice in generations. And now, this. His communications officer whispered, "Captain, should we report this?" Relan finally nodded. "Yes. The Galaxy Council must know. This is bigger than us." But before he could give new orders, the ship's lights flickered. Then the screens went black. The crew gasped. "Captain. Systems failure. Backup power offline." Relan jumped up. "What's happening?" Then a soft, cold voice echoed through the ship's speakers. It was not alien. It was unmistakably human. "Verilyn, you have witnessed the awakening." The entire crew froze. The lights remained off. The screens remained dead. Only the voice existed in the darkness. "Do not fear. You are not in danger." Relan's hands shook. Who is this? Are you human?" Silence. Then the voice answered. "We are the Watchers. Guardians of human space." The crew looked at each other terrified. Relan swallowed hard. "Why contact us? Why now?" The ship vibrated slightly. No attack, no weapon. Just a soft hum as if something massive was passing nearby. "Humanity has watched the galaxy for 2 centuries. We have seen the rise of new empires. We have seen the fall of old ones. We have seen wars, cruelty, and fear." The science officer whispered, "They were watching us? For 200 years." The voice continued, "Yes. We stepped back, to prepare for the day the galaxy would need us." Relan felt a cold wave run through him. "So, the stories were true? Humans never disappeared?" The voice replied, "We evolved. We grew in silence. We built what the galaxy was not ready to see." Suddenly the screens flickered back to life. This time they showed a massive structure deep inside human territory. A dark, planet-sized ring washed in glowing blue light. It looked ancient yet alive, like a sleeping titan waiting to rise. Relan's crew stared in horror and awe. What is that?" he whispered. "The first gate," the voice said. "Humanity's greatest creation." Relan's breath shook. "What is it for?" The voice answered softly. "It was built to save the galaxy when the time comes." The crew exchanged frightened looks. "Save the galaxy? From what?" Relan stepped forward slowly. "Watchers, what danger are you talking about?" The voice paused for a long moment. "A storm is coming." Another image appeared on the screen, this time showing a distant region of space. Dark, swirling clouds of energy twisted like a living storm, consuming stars. Relan gasped. "Is that real?" "It is spreading," the Watchers said. "And soon no empire will stand against it." Another image showed a destroyed alien fleet, thousands of ships torn apart, floating in the void. The storm had eaten them, burned them, erased them. Relan felt cold sweat drip down his back. His voice trembled. "Why show this to us? Why our ship?" The answer came like a whisper from the void. "Because you obeyed the border. Because you respected the silence." Relan's eyes widened. "They were chosen, because they followed the rule?" "You will carry our message," the Watchers said. "Tell the Galaxy Council, humanity will speak soon." Suddenly power surged back through the ship. Lights flashed on. Screens returned. The voice was gone. But one final message appeared on the screen. "Do not fear humanity. Fear what is coming." And then everything went quiet. Back at the Galaxy Council, tension filled the Grand Chamber as Relan delivered his report. Alien leaders from dozens of worlds listened in horror as he described the massive object waking in human space, the human voice in the darkness, the first gate, the storm-devouring star systems. Some counselors trembled. Some tried to deny it. Some demanded proof. But one thing was clear. For the first time in 2 centuries, humanity had returned to the galaxy's story. And whatever was coming next, no one was ready for it. The Galaxy Council chamber had never been so silent. Hundreds of alien leaders sat frozen as Captain Relan finished his report. The fear in his voice was clear. The shock in his eyes said everything. When he sat down, the chamber stayed silent for several long seconds. Then chaos exploded. Voices shouted. Claws slammed tables. Screens flickered as terrified delegates called their home worlds. "Humans cannot be trusted. This is a trap." "What storm? What gate?" "Humans are lying. We must prepare our fleets." Everyone was panicking. Everyone except one. High Chancellor Oriolin, leader of the council, stood slowly from her seat. She was an old and calm being with crystal blue skin that shimmered under the bright lights. Her voice cut through the chaos like a blade. Silence. The entire chamber stopped. Oriolin looked at Captain Relin with soft but serious eyes. "You're sure? Every word you spoke, it is all true?" Relin nodded slowly. "Yes, I swear it. The Watchers contacted us. They showed us what is coming." The Chancellor took a long breath. "Humanity has returned." A cold wave moved through the room. Some aliens shivered. Some looked angry. Some looked relieved. But no one knew what would happen now. Meanwhile, deep inside human territory, far beyond the Council's reach, in the silent region no alien dared to enter, massive machines awakened from centuries of sleep. Dark metallic structures lit up. Giant towers hummed with blue energy. Ships the size of continents opened their eyes for the first time in generations. Humanity had not been resting. Humanity had been preparing. Inside a huge command station orbiting Earth, thousands of humans, soldiers, scientists, strategists, moved quickly as alarms flashed. A woman in a long black coat entered the central bridge. Her name was Admiral Saris Vale. She was the highest-ranking officer of the Human Defense Network. Her voice was calm, but her eyes were sharp as steel. "What is the status of the first gate?" A young officer answered. "The gate is fully active, Admiral. Energy core stable. Watcher protocols restored." "Good," the Admiral said. "And the storm?" "Still spreading. 3 more star systems lost in the last cycle." The Admiral closed her eyes for a moment. "So, the galaxy is finally seeing it?" A smaller officer spoke hesitantly. "Do you think they will understand why we stayed silent?" Admiral Saris looked at the stars outside. "Silence was never a choice," she said quietly. "It was our duty. If the galaxy learned too early, they would panic. They would fight among themselves." She turned. "And the Watchers?" "Returning from border contact," the officer replied. "Message delivered." The Admiral nodded. "Good. Then our real work begins." She stepped onto the command platform. "All stations," she commanded, "prepare Phase 1. Humanity is now officially returning to the galaxy." A deep hum filled the station. Lights brightened. Gates opened. Ships activated. The long silence was ending. Back at the Galaxy Council, as the chamber argued, the lights suddenly cut out. Every screen went black. Every hologram vanished. A deep, calm voice echoed through the entire hall. A human voice. "Galaxy Council." The chamber froze in terror. "This is humanity." Delegates looked around wildly. Some ducked under tables. Some held their breath. But the voice continued with perfect control. "Do not fear. This is not an attack." A soft blue hologram appeared in the center of the hall. It showed a simple symbol. A circle. A star inside it. And 3 lines crossing outward. The emblem of ancient Earth. "For 200 years we watched in silence. We did not disappear. We waited for the storm." The image changed, showing the dark cloud, the cosmic storm, spreading across space. Gasps filled the chamber. Some council members trembled. Others cried out. Others stared in shock. The voice continued. "This threat is not human. It is older than all of us. It cannot be reasoned with. It does not stop." Alien leaders exchanged horrified looks. The hologram shifted again, showing the first gate. Massive. Mysterious. Alive with ancient power. "We built this to defend our world. But now, the galaxy will need it too." The room fell silent. No one could speak. No one could think. Humanity, the silent species. Humanity, the forbidden territory. Humanity, the mystery of the last 2 centuries, had finally broken its silence. And the final words the council heard that day shook every soul in the room. "The storm is coming. Prepare your worlds. Humanity will lead the defense." Then the hologram faded. The voice disappeared. The lights returned. But nothing felt the same. Because now the entire galaxy knew. Humanity had awakened. And the real war had just begun. The Galaxy Council chamber shook with fear. No one dared speak after the human message ended. Some leaders stared at the empty hologram space where the human emblem had appeared. Some sat frozen in shock. Others whispered prayers in their own languages. Finally, Chancellor Oriolin stood up. Her voice wavered, something extremely rare for her. "Council members, we have just heard the first human message in 2 centuries. A murmur rippled through the room. She continued, "Humanity claims the storm is real. They claim it is not part of any known force. Captain Relin, who had witnessed the Watchers himself, stepped forward. Chancellor, he said, humans are telling the truth. I saw it with my own eyes. That storm can destroy entire systems. A tall, armored alien ambassador slammed the table. We cannot trust humans. They hid from the galaxy for 200 years. Another shouted, if they were preparing weapons, then this storm could be their excuse to return as conquerors. Captain Relin raised his voice. No. You did not see what I saw. His hands shook as memories flashed back. Do you know how easily they could have erased my ship? They did not attack us. They warned us. They showed mercy. Why would conquerors do this? The chamber fell silent again. Everyone knew the truth. Humans were powerful. Humans were scary. But humans had never once attacked anyone first. That alone made them different. Meanwhile, in human territory, inside the massive command station, Admiral Saris Vale watched dozens of holographic screens filled with intelligence reports from across the galaxy. Her voice was calm. Status of the Council's reaction? A communications officer responded, as expected, Admiral. Fear, confusion, political arguments. Saris shook her head. They are not ready for the truth. But they will be. She turned toward a giant observation window. Outside, the first gate pulsed with energy. It was so large it looked like a dark moon carved into a perfect ring. Lights ran across its surface like rivers of blue fire. An engineer approached her. Admiral, First Gate's power cores are now fully charged. Activation is ready. Saris nodded. And then she gave the order the galaxy would remember for centuries. Begin opening the gate. The engineer hesitated. Ma'am, once we activate it, every scanner in the galaxy will detect it. Saris Vale looked at him with steady eyes. Good. Let them see it. The engineer swallowed, then nodded. Yes, Admiral. He tapped the control panel. Alarms sounded. Warning lights flashed. Vast machines deep inside the first gate roared to life. A deep vibration shook the entire station. A massive shockwave spread through human territory. For the first time in history, the gate awakened fully. Lines of energy snapped into place like chains of lightning. The empty ring began to fill with swirling light. Blue at first, then white, then something deeper, something impossible to describe. A portal opened. A doorway to a place beyond normal space. The crew watched in awe. Humanity had unlocked its greatest creation. The gate, a young officer whispered. It's beautiful. Saris stared at it with a mix of pride and fear. It is not beautiful, she said quietly. It is necessary. Far across the galaxy, on the edge of their star system, an alien observation post detected a strange energy spike. A scientist frowned at the readings. This cannot be correct. Another looked closer. It matches no known technology. Suddenly, a third officer gasped. Wait. This signal, it's coming from human territory. The entire station went silent. Then the alarms began to scream. Human energy signature detected. Warning, unknown anomaly forming. Possible superweapon activation. The officer shouted, contact the homeworld. Now. Within minutes, dozens of alien worlds detected the same thing. A massive energy surge. A vortex of power. A structure activating that dwarfed anything in the galaxy. The fear spread faster than light. Back at the Galaxy Council, a new hologram appeared in the center of the chamber. The counselors gasped. It was the first gate. Huge. Glowing. Awake. Chancellor Oriolin stared, speechless. Captain Relin whispered, it's opening? Some alien leaders panicked instantly. It's a human weapon. They're attacking us. Evacuate the council. Prepare the fleets. Relin shook his head aggressively. No. Humans told us the storm is coming. What if the gate is part of their plan to stop it? But no one listened. Fear is louder than truth. Suddenly, a sharp alarm cut through the room. A message appeared. Human transmission, emergency broadcast. Everyone froze. The hologram expanded, forming the shape of a woman in a black coat. Admiral Saris Vale. Her expression was cold, serious, controlled. Galaxy Council, she said. Do not panic. The room stayed silent. The structure you see is not a weapon against you. It is a shield, a barrier, and a doorway. She continued. The storm moves faster than expected. If we do not act, entire regions will fall within months. Aliens looked at each other in shock. Then she delivered the words that shook the entire chamber. Humanity is not returning as an enemy. We are returning as the first line of defense. A wave of disbelief moved through the room. Sarah spoke again. "We will open the first gate. Through it, we will deploy the only technology capable of resisting the storm." Then her eyes hardened. "You must decide quickly. Will you stand with humanity, or be alone when the storm arrives?" And with that, the transmission ended. The chamber erupted into chaos again. But one thing was clear. Humanity was no longer silent. Humanity was leading. And the galaxy had no choice but to follow. The Galaxy Council chamber had become a storm of fear. Alien leaders shouted over one another, trying to understand the message from humanity. But fear twisted every thought. They will invade us. They built the gate to control the galaxy. They are lying about the storm. We must prepare our own armies. Captain Rellan slammed his hand on the table. "Stop." The chamber fell silent for a moment, shocked by his sudden shout. Rellan took a deep breath. "You all talk about human danger, but none of you are talking about the storm they showed us." Some counselors looked away. Some clenched their fists. Some were trembling. Rellan pointed at the hologram of the dark storm, still floating in the center of the room. "That thing destroyed entire star systems. I saw it myself. You think humans made this? No. No empire can erase suns like that." Chancellor Orielin nodded slowly. "Rellan is right. Humanity may be strong, but not even they could fabricate that destruction." One ambassador, a scaled reptilian being, hissed nervously. "But why help us now? Why reveal their power?" Rellan answered immediately. "Because the storm is close." Every heart in the chamber stopped for 1 second. Rellan continued, his voice firm and honest. "Humans stayed silent for 200 years, not to hide from us, but to prepare for this." Orielin folded her hands. "And if they are prepared, then we must listen." Some counselors looked unconvinced. Some looked terrified. But none could deny the truth anymore. The galaxy needed humanity. White medium star meanwhile. Inside human territory. The first gate glowed brighter than ever. Its swirling portal was now fully open, a vortex of impossible light spinning like a living star. Thousands of human ships lined up near the gate's massive frame. Each ship carried strange technology, glowing weapons, and devices the rest of the galaxy could not imagine. Admiral Saris Vale stood on the command platform, examining the incoming reports. "Status?" she asked. The officer replied, "Gate field stable. Human fleets 1 through 7 ready for deployment." Another officer added, "Watcher units are returning from deep space scans. The storm is accelerating." Saris narrowed her eyes. "How fast?" The officer swallowed hard. "It jumped 20 light-years in a single cycle." Saris closed her eyes. That meant the storm was learning. It was adapting. It was hungry. "Prepare the 7th Fleet for immediate launch," she said. "The storm is coming closer than we expected." The officer nodded. "Yes, Admiral." The entire command station vibrated as the 7th Fleet began formation. Massive ships with dark metal armor and blue glowing patterns moved into position. From a distance, they looked like a swarm of ancient titans waking from their sleep. Humanity had not only evolved. Humanity had surpassed the galaxy by centuries. White medium star inside the storm. Deep in the cosmic darkness, the storm moved like a living creature. But it was not made of matter. Not made of planets. Not even made of energy as the galaxy understood it. It was something older. Something from before the first star. A twisted force that consumed light, consumed space, consumed life. Inside the storm, strange shapes moved, shadows that twisted like they were alive. If someone had ever seen it up close, they would have realized one terrible truth. The storm was not mindless. It was hunting. And it had finally noticed something powerful in the distance. Human territory. The storm changed direction. Its speed increased. It was coming. White medium star back at the Galaxy Council. Suddenly, the chamber lights flickered. An emergency message appeared on every screen. Red. Urgent. Flashing. Urgent alert. Unknown energy detected near outer regions. Multiple star systems lost. Signature matches human warning. The entire room gasped. Another line appeared. The storm is real. And it is moving faster than expected. Fear spread instantly. One counselor whispered, "We are too late." Another fell back in their seat. Another whispered a prayer. Captain Rellan stood quickly. "We must contact humanity. Now. Only they know how to fight this." Chancellor Orielin nodded with trembling hands. "Open all channels. Request immediate communication with the human command." But before they could even send a message, A massive hologram burst to life in the center of the room. Admiral Saris Vale stood there again, calm but serious. This time she did not speak with long explanations. Her words were short, sharp, and terrifying. Council, the storm has reached the outer rim. You must evacuate all worlds in its path. Humanity will engage the storm first. The chamber shook with panic. But Saris's voice cut through the fear. Do not run from us. Run from the storm. We are opening the first gate for deployment. Then she said the words that changed the direction of the galaxy. Stand with humanity, or fall alone. And the transmission ended. The shockwave of the human signal still moved through the galaxy like a silent storm. No one understood how one world, isolated for centuries, suddenly sent a message that strong. Many alien observers even feared their sensors were broken. But they were not broken. Humanity had spoken, and the galaxy felt it. Inside the Galactic Core Station, the council chamber remained silent after Ambassador Rylox finished analyzing the human transmission. His claws trembled slightly as he replayed the short burst of human data. It was not a threat, not a warning, not even a battle cry. It was something worse. It was a promise. Rylox looked toward the glowing holomap. Human space, once marked as a quiet, empty region, was now pulsing with strange energy readings. Human fleet signals. Unknown data bursts. Unregistered weapon signatures. None of it existed before. Humanity had awakened too fast, too suddenly. Counselor Vexera finally broke the silence. What are they planning? For 200 years they said nothing. Now they answer with this. Her voice shook. She had survived 3 wars, but this fear was different. Rylox replied slowly, humans were not sleeping. They were preparing. And now, they want everyone to know. While the galaxy argued in fear, far away, on Earth's hidden command station under the Pacific Ocean, Commander Arlen watched the incoming data calmly. He stood in a dark room filled with blue lights, holograms, and quiet machines. Officers around him waited for orders, nervous but excited. Sir, an analyst said, all major empires detected our message. They are trying to decode it. Arlen nodded. Good. Let them try. It was never meant to be simple. Earth's high command had always known the day would come when the galaxy pushed too far, when silence would end. Humanity didn't want war, but they would not run either. Commander Arlen turned to a holoscreen showing alien ships moving near the forbidden border. The ships kept their distance, afraid to cross into human territory. For years they feared the stories. Now they feared the truth behind those stories. Prepare Phase 2, Arlen said quietly. The room froze for a moment. Officers swallowed hard. Everyone knew what Phase 2 meant, but no one dared speak it. Finally the analyst whispered, Sir, are you sure? This will change everything. Arlen stared at the holomap of the galaxy. It already changed. We are simply answering. Hundreds of light years away, the first alien scout ship reached the border. Its pilot, a young Dari named Keshar, watched the dark edge of human space with shaking hands. Legends told of strange signals, vanishing ships, and shadows that moved without light. No one who crossed the border ever returned. Keshar tried to steady his breath. It's only stories, right? He said to himself. But then the ship lights flickered. A whisper of energy touched the hull. His sensors turned black. Every alarm shut down at the same time. A single human transmission appeared on his screen. Turn back. Keshar's heart stopped. A voice that calm, that simple, was worse than any threat. He immediately reversed course, engines burning at full power. He did not stop until human space was far behind him. When he arrived at his fleet, he could barely speak. There is something there, he whispered. Something alive, watching us. His commander demanded proof. Keshar only repeated the same words. You must not enter. Not now. Not ever. Back in the Galactic Council, panic began to grow. Rumors spread fast. Some empires prepared defenses. Some prepared for war. Some prepared to flee. But the truth was simple. No one understood what humanity was doing. Why activate hidden fleets now? Why send a signal that shook every sensor? Why reveal strength after centuries of silence? Rylock stared out the window of the council station, watching stars drift like slow fire. He whispered to himself, what have the humans been building in the dark? On Earth, Commander Arlen received the final report. All alien fleets have pulled back, the officer said. None dare cross the border. Arlen nodded. Good. That gives us time. He turned toward the dark, sealed door at the far end of the room. Guards stepped aside as he approached. Inside was a chamber holding something the galaxy did not know existed, something Earth had hidden for generations. A faint hum vibrated through the air. Lights glowed in patterns no alien could understand. Arlen stared at the massive machine and whispered, "It is time." He pressed his hand onto the control panel. The chamber's lights ignited. A final message began transmitting across human space. A message powerful enough to shake the galaxy once again. The humans were ready. And soon, the galaxy would know why humanity had stayed silent for so long.